Hi there, it's Chris here with selfmadenewbie.com, and in this video we're going to go through the best waterproof phones currently out there today. Now I've kept this list as comprehensive as possible, narrowing it down to my absolute favorite 5, so no matter what you're looking for, there'll definitely be something in this list for you. So before we jump in, drop a like and subscribe and hit the bell to be updated with new videos. Alright, as usual, I'm going to skip the fluff and just jump into my recommendations. If you want to confirm what they are, go in the description there and check out that list to ensure you get the best price. Alright, so the first one on the list is going to go to my favorite overall, my personal favorite, and this is the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So today we're going to dive deep, but not as deep as the iPhone 15 Pro Max can. That's right, this is really the creme de la creme of waterproof phones. And this isn't just a phone, it's practically a submarine in your pocket. Some of the key features. The display, a whopping 6.7-inch OLED screen that'll make your old phone look like a relic. It's like having a mini cinema in your palm, but without the sticky flaws. CPU and RAM, it's powered by the A17 Pro and backed by a solid 8GB of RAM, making it faster than a squirrel on an espresso shot. Storage, you've got options with 256 and 512 gig, and for the digital hoarders, a massive 1TB. I know you cannot expand it, but with a terabyte, if you run out of space, you might need to reassess your life choices. Cameras, the rear camera is like having a professional photographer on call 24/7. 48 megapixel wide, 12 megapixel ultra wide, and 12 megapixel telephoto with 5x zoom. For when you want to spy on, take photos from afar. Weight, it's only 7.8 ounces. That's lighter than your wallet after you buy this phone. And the battery life, 14 hours about. So you could binge watch an entire season of your favorite show and the phone would still be kicking. So who's it for? Well, if you've got more money than sense and you love taking underwater selfies, this is the phone for you. It's like the James Bond of smartphones, really. Sleek, powerful, and not afraid of a little water. Sure, the charging speed is about as fast as a snail on a treadmill, and the price tag might make your heart skip a few beats, but you can't put a price on being able to drop your phone in a toilet and live to tell the tale, I would say. So if you want the best, and you're not afraid to pay for it, this is for you. The next one on the list is my recommendation for the best affordable option, and this is the iPhone SE. So let's talk about something more economical. If you fancy a phone that won't make your bank account weak but still want to casually chuck it in a puddle for a laugh, then the iPhone SE might just be your new best mate. The key features: water resistance. This little trooper can handle a 3.3 foot dive for up to 30 minutes. It's no Michael Phelps, but it's not too shabby for a budget phone. Display is a 4.7-inch LCD screen. Sure, it is like going back in time and watching TV on your nan's old TV set, but it does do the job. Cameras, on the back, 12 megapixel wide, and on the front, a 7 megapixel camera for all your selfie needs. It won't make you look like Brad or Angelina, but it'll try its best. The CPU, the A15 Bionic chip. This thing is like strapping a rocket to a skateboard. It's not what you'd expect in a budget phone, that's for sure. So who's this for? Well, if you're looking for something that won't break the bank or break after a dip in the sink, the iPhone SE is your guy. It's got bezels the size of the Grand Canyon, and it's about as good at taking night photos as I am at quantum physics, but it's sturdy, it's nippy, and it won't leave you eating baked beans for a month to afford it. The next one on the list is my recommendation for the best waterproof phone for most people, and this is the iPhone 15. So not everyone needs a phone that could probably do your taxes and make you a cup of tea at the same time. Some of us just want solid, reliable, and something that won't die the second it sees a raindrop. So enter the iPhone 15. The best waterproof phone, I would say, for the average Joe or Jane. Some of the key features: a 6.1-inch OLED screen, so like having a tiny Picasso in your pocket, but it's a phone. CPU and RAM, an A16 Bionic chip backed by 6 gig of RAM, so it's not the brainiac big brother, but it is no slouch. The storage, 128, 256, and 512 gigabyte options, and no, you can't add more, but you probably won't need to. And the cameras, a 48 megapixel wide with 2x zoom on the back and a 12 megapixel on the front. It might not turn you into a professional photographer, but your cat pictures are about to get a serious upgrade. The weight, a feather light 6 ounces, so you might even forget you have it in your pocket. And the battery life, around about 11 hours, so not quite an all-nighter, but it'll get you through most of the day. So who's it for? Well, if you want a great phone without selling a kidney, this is calling your name. Sure, it's not rocking the flashiest features, and the charging speed is about as fast as a tortoise on a leisurely stroll, but it's tough, it's got a great camera, and it won't give you a heart attack when you see the price. It's really like the Goldilocks of phones, not too hot, not too cold, just right. The next one on the list is my recommendation for the best option for Android users, and this is the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. So I know we've been focusing on the old Fruit brand, but it's time to give the robots a bit of love too. For all you Android aficionados out there, this is the equivalent of a fancy steak dinner. Expensive and worth it. The key features: water resistance. It can take a plunge up to 5 feet for up to 30 minutes. It's practically begging for a swim. The display, a gargantuan 6.8-inch OLED screen. It's like carrying a mini cinema in your pocket, just without overpriced popcorn. The cameras, a whopping 200 megapixel main and a 12 megapixel ultra wide, and not one but 2 telephoto lenses. It's like having a photography studio in your hand. And let's be honest, your cats are never going to look so good. The front camera, a 12 megapixel front camera for all your selfie needs, because sometimes you just have to document a good hair day. The CPU, a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but it sounds impressive at least. And the battery life, about 12 to 12 and a half hours, so not quite an all-nighter, but it's a solid pre-drinks. So who's it for? Well, if you want a phone that's more like a Swiss Army knife, minus the bottle opener, sadly, the Galaxy S23 Ultra is your guy. It's got more cameras than the Paparazzi, an S Pen for all your doodling needs, and a screen that's basically a portable IMAX. Be warned though, it's about as subtle as a sledgehammer, and it's got a price tag that will make your wallet weep. But if you're an Android fan with a penchant for the finer things in life, look no further. The next one on the list is my recommendation for the best value option, and this is going to go to the iPhone 14. So this is like the middle child of the iPhone family, trying to keep up with its flashy older siblings, but doing so on a bit of a budget. Some of the key features: water resistance. It can take a dive up to 20 feet for 30 minutes, so practically begging you to take it on your next underwater adventure. Just make sure you bring it back up. Display, a 6.1-inch OLED display, not quite home cinema, but doing its best. The camera, a 12 megapixel main and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. It's like having a mini photography studio in your pocket, minus the grumpy photographer. The front camera, another 12 megapixel camera for all your selfie needs. The CPU, an A15 Bionic, so not the latest, but pretty powerful. The battery life, about 7.5 hours, so it's not going to last you a cross-Atlantic flight, but it'll get you through most of a work day, unless you're a TikTok addict. So who's it for? Well, if you don't want to send your bank account into cardiac arrest, but still want a bit of swagger, this is probably for you. It's like buying a designer suit from last season. Still stylish, but a bit more affordable. Sure, it's not got the bells and whistles of the Pro Max, and its charging speed is about as fast as a snail, but it's got charm, I'll give it that. Perfect for those who want a taste of the iPhone life without selling a kidney. Alright, so those are my recommendations. Hopefully there's something on that list for you. I've tried to include a decent amount of variety there. If you have any questions though, you can drop them down below, and if you found value in this video, it really helps if you drop a like, subscribe, and hit the bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.